Alright, so we back on. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and let you introduce yourself. What's your name again?
What's going on? This is Elliot Martinez, and Orlando is mine.
Okay. So what makes Orlando yours?
I'm somewhat kidding. When I say Orlando's mine, it's because I really care about the city, like hip hop in the city, entertainment in the city, and I try to create every platform that I can to try to help the people within the city out. You know what I'm saying? So when I say it's mine, I don't mean it in an arrogant, conceited way. I mean I take care of it.
Okay. So you got love for the city.
I'm one of the gatekeepers.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool. I fuck with that. So so what do you do like overall in like the Orlando area to like stay in tune with everybody?
I'm deep in the scene. Anytime that there's a show, actually tonight, I'm going out. I'm going to be one of the special guests at Conscience Minds is throwing an event. I believe it's at Uncle Lou's. I got to check the flyer, but yeah.
I've been to Uncle Lou's a couple times.
Yeah, I was Florida event manager for Grind Time Now before it was recently sold. Grind Time Now was the largest battle league in the world. I'm the founder and host of the Central Florida Hip Hop Showcase. We were throwing monthly events until a couple months ago where I decided, hey, I want to post on Facebook and ask everybody what they think about radio. Everybody's been telling me, hey, give radio a shot, you know, my whole life, and I just never had any interest in it. And I was like, let's give it a shot for shits and giggles. I posted on Facebook, you know, how do I get into radio? And everybody kept saying schooling, but
That's what they say?
That's an old blueprint.
So who you know? What you know about who you know?
It's who you know, and it's also like, you just gotta be made for it. Like, I'm not going to, I don't care how much you study how to paint, I'm not gonna buy a bad painting from someone.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You could be nasty with the paintbrush and have no schooling, and I'm all for buying that piece.
Exactly. Point made. You know, so it's all about talent and perspective, really.
Yeah. So, and I'm really outspoken, so it just wound up happening, man. LV Natalia from WJHM102jams.com wound up hitting me up literally 2 weeks after I posted, how do I get into radio? And she was like, you're podcasting right now, and I had no idea why. You need to come to the station.
That's good, man.
Wound up going in for an interview.
Got the gig.
And wound up interviewing other people.
Wow.
Are you still there?
No.
Why not?
Well, technically, yes. This past Friday, on air, I snapped like a wet towel on air. And
can we go back in here?
Yeah, you can definitely go to my Facebook, facebook.com/The Real Elliot Martinez. I post all the live videos on there. This past Friday, I just wasn't having it, man. You know, I know how to conduct myself in a business type situation, but I took a look at the business paperwork and I saw that I had 10 days before I decide whether or not I renew. And we pay $240 a month, which is roughly $60 a week to get a slot on airtime. And obviously, you know, that's just air fees and blah, 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 blah. So I would break it down to where, you know, that would be $60 a week. And if I book an interview for $50, let's say, it would be their interview as well as spinning their record, and I would let them lead themselves into spinning the record, and I would personally go through all the stuff just to make sure it is not like ass juice, you know, garbage. Right. So after a while, I started noticing, you know, if I do it for $50 per interview with a song spin, is reasonable, but I still got to come out of pocket $40 a month, $10 a week, yada yada. The math ain't adding up. So I started booking 2 interviews, Now, that's $100, but minus the $60 fee, that's $40 a week. That's still not a come up, but I wasn't doing it for the come up.
Right.
I was doing it because I truly want to keep raising awareness about the talent that we have in the city.
Right.
You know, we got a lot of talent. Unfortunately, we also have a lot of divas.
Yeah.
So people would wind up calling out, and then I'm stuck in a sticky situation because now I have to pay for that air fee. Meanwhile, I was just trying to put you on.
Right.
So how is it that I now have to reach out last minute to find talent that I believe in to give them the free? But see, that comes with a price, because now when that person gets asked, oh, how much did you pay to get this slot? Oh, I got it for the free.
Yeah.
So now that spreads, and when I try to book someone, it's like, oh, I'm gonna just wait till he can't find nobody.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
Right.
And that does tell you how artistry is today. Like, everybody swears people's gonna work for you. You gotta work for yourself, man. If you don't take the initiative to show up to a radio interview, to boost your brand, yourself, you are I don't want to say retarded. You're irrelevant then. You shouldn't even be rapping. You shouldn't even be doing music. You shouldn't be singing. You shouldn't be doing nothing, man.
You know what's crazy? I just came back from Miami a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I went to the DJ Khaled Impact 17 thing.
Oh, you with that?
Yeah, it was fire. Got a bump into a couple of heads. I'm not gonna name drop, but it was a good experience. And the part that I thoroughly enjoyed was the panel, where they talk about a lot of important things that people need to know, because before I'm a host, I'm an MC. I just felt as an MC that there wasn't enough of a platform for MCs to make their presence felt. So I decided to be that platform and to understand the business from the other side of the fence, because as an MC or a lyricist, I need to know what the other side of the fence is, because these are the people looking at me.
Right.
So I felt like by getting into radio, I would understand how those people think and why they won't help my people.
Right.
And if I had to be that bridge and wear two hats, so be it, you know what I'm saying? But I wound up going to Impact because I like going to these seminars and soaking up knowledge. You gotta be a sponge.
Right.
I mean, if you're not, then you're wasting your time. You gotta have a student mentality. I wound up out there in DJ Laz from Miami, which to me he's like the Funk Flex of the 305, you know what I'm saying? And he was talking about how MCs have a sense of entitlement. Like I call it diva behavior, but it's true. They feel like they're entitled to free beats.
Yeah.
Right.
They feel like they're entitled to free promo. They want you to share. They want you to like.
Right.
But they're quick to not be personal with you. They won't create a close personal relationship with you. They'll copy and paste Control-V all day, but they won't try to create
an organic relationship.
An organic relationship, which makes people feel like the game is oversaturated. Therefore, even if you do have talent, before I even hear you, I'm already dismissing you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that sense of entitlement has to really change.
I was just talking to an artist last night, and she was asking, like, what can she do to get her stuff out there and stuff like that. And I was telling her, I was like, well, do you go out? Do anybody other than your sister and your brother know you rap? Because if that's the case, then you failing. I was telling her that nowadays it's like basically you either watching somebody do something with their life or you doing something with your life. You either on one side or the other when it comes to social media, entertainment, rap, you name it, anything that involves you being in front of a camera, you gotta give yourself a job. You can't wait until nobody gives it to you. Like you went in there and you basically paid for the room, paid for the location. You basically made yourself an employee of your own business. And that's because you wanted to hustle and you wanted to get your name out there. And that's pretty much what we're doing with For the Culture is, nobody's sponsoring us to do this, at least not as of yet, but we do it because we know that there's no platform.
Absolutely. I could respect that.
Kudos to you with that one, really. I would have told her to join Find R. Kelly or something. That's what I would have told her. Speaking of R. Kelly, are y'all aware of what's going on?
R. Kelly and his sex code. I gotta give me at least one or two of them.
I was reading the notes on that one.
Let the people know what's going on, Rayshawn.
Well, R. Kelly, He's got a couple female R&B artists. Their parents ain't really heard from for a minute, and then they spread out through multiple cities. So the word behind that is their parents are coming out saying R. Kelly's running a sex cult, won't let him out. But, you know, he's planning when they eat, when they sleep, what they do, when they go out. I was like, damn, that just sounds like they're working on an album. Like, they working on an album, they're straight grinding.
Now I got a question.
What was that?
Are they legal?
Yeah, they're legal.
yes.
They're legal.
So that we know.
That was the next thing.
That was
I
a
about to
rhetorical
get
question
into.
because I already looked into it. Shorty's
Yeah.
21 going on 22
Right.
this week.
No, that was the spokesperson for the
They had
girls.
DCF visit the
Nah,
house.
They had DCF visit the
Yeah,
house?
they had DCF visit the house,
Whoa.
and the reason why no charges were brought up was because all of the women involved were of legal age of consent. So meaning they all grown women,
Which means
get
your
in their
parents
car.
don't need to know what you're doing 24/7.
Exactly, right? They all
Unless
grown
they got a
women who can
semester
get in the
coming
car and leave. So
That's
this
still
is
their choice whether or not they want to show
this
up.
is some other, I think, some real freaky whatever thing that might be going on, and maybe the parents ain't happy about it, and that's how it got out. Because if the girls were so unhappy, why aren't they?
Oh, they must have came home smelling like piss a
Can
couple
I-
times. That's
You
what
know,
it was.
I got,
Parents
I got,
were pictures.
my bad.
Mhm.
It's just important that I say this before this interview is over, right? Because this is something that frustrates me when it comes down to society in general, right? Y'all know Corey Feldman?
Never heard. Enlighten us.
Okay, you remember the Lost Boys?
Yes. Yeah.
You know the comedian who was on E saying that his homeboy who passed away from the Lost Boys from like a...
Freaky Ty?
Nah.
What Lost Boys you talking about?
His name was also Corey, I believe.
Oh.
But I'm gonna show you a picture of it.
Okay.
I guarantee you'll know.
You talking
who
about the
that is.
Lost Boys movie?
See that dude?
I thought you were talking about the Lost Boys.
Oh, yeah,
I
Mr.
damn
Cheeks
sure was
and
thinking
them.
Freaky
Oh.
Ty.
No, I know you was thinking Freaky Time. I'm talking about the vampire movie.
Oh,
The Lost
yeah.
Boys, the retro thing.
Yeah, I know that guy. He was on a drunk show. He was on VH1.
Yeah, he was also on the Psychic show with the skinny white boy.
Yeah.
Hollywood celebrity psychic or whatever.
He do the same thing as R. Kelly doing
Chris
now, right?
Angel, whatever.
All right, that's my point. Corey Feldman has been in entertainment for how long? Doing that same thing because they're
25 plus
called
years.
Corey's Angels.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, kind of like Taz Angels. Nobody wants to go there, but let's go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? We quick to click on Taz Angels on Instagram. Oh my God, all that ass.
Right.
And then we quick to, oh, Corey's the man. Or when Sheen did it, it was all right.
And now
But
that-
somebody in hip hop or a minority does it, and automatically, nah, that's not cool. But then we quick to bash him in public. But as a man, tell me one person at this table that would not want 4 girls over the age of 21 doing anything that they said inside of their house.
I mean, it sounds like some 50 Shades of Grey shit to me.
It sound like I need a couple of sex cults.
You know, like when I
I'm
was
not
reading
saying
it,
cults are cool.
But not,
I'm saying the double standard is trash.
Yeah, that's trash.
yeah, it's just something to
And
put
I
in the
just wanna-
media. You put R. Kelly next to the sex cult, that's just gonna, pull some strings. It's gonna make people feel,
But you can't pay for that publicity.
right.
But you also can't
Right.
pay to get it away.
Corey Feldman pays for
You
that.
also can't pay to get it away, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got a point.
You know what I'm saying? And then I guarantee you, if this was Tom Cruise, nobody in America would bat an eye.
Or Hugh Hefner.
Which he's been doing it.
I mean, he tells them how to dress. He tells them, where they work.
And they're not 21. They
He may not be yelling it, but it's in the contract. You know what I'm saying? So
We want to hear your
that's all I'm
comments.
saying.
We
Is
want
that
to. We want to hear your comments about this, though. Instagram us, tweet us, Facebook us, YouTube message us, comment, whatever. We definitely
Call
want to
me.
hear about that. Call your favorite,
Your mom's favorite Negro.
by the way. We want to hear what y'all have to say about that. Where can they find you at, Elliot?
Find me everywhere. You could just type in. Are y'all gonna bleep this, or I can actually say?
No,
it?
we can.
we're
Go
not
ahead and
doing
say
nothing.
Google search who the fuck is Elliot Martinez. It'll come up in every way, shape, and form. ELLIOT Martinez with a Z. Elliot Martinez 7 on Instagram. Elliot Martinez Music on Twitter. Elliot Martinez on Facebook. Just it's not hard to find me. I'm the only guy with like really weird eyes and braids.
that's what's up.
Any other local news like going on? Wait, y'all watch the Summer League Championships? You watch any sports?
Nope.
Man, I went to these fool house watch the championship. I fell asleep.
Dang.
I was on drugs, but I fell asleep still though.
I just feel like all sports are fixed.
It wasn't no laws.
Like, I know I'm gonna get attacked, but I feel like every
Oh, you think it's
sport
fixed?
is fixed.
Yeah, Vegas has something to do with that probably, but it's just
I don't know.
entertainment. It can be fixed because
It can be.
I don't think
I've
not the
seen-
summer league.
So you think it's all WrestleMania?
Summer league was pretty rough to watch. Summer league, you gotta
be fixed.
I'm not saying
you
it's wrestling.
gotta watch
I'm
Summer
saying
League
there's a
with
Vince
to the eye,
McMahon somewhere.
you know.
You feel me?
David Stern, Vince McMahon.
I don't think the Mafia is watching Summer League like, yeah, we gonna freak this.
Alright, so we about to go ahead and close the interview right quick. I appreciate you.
Nah, thanks for having me.
Elliot
Definitely.
Martinez,
I appreciate
running Orlando one
Alright.
step at a time, wearing multiple hats and getting everything done.
Y'all go to this man Facebook, hit that outburst, y'all.
Yeah,
I wanna see
Facebook.com/The Real Elliot Martinez. Get there and watch it.
For the culture.
For the culture.